The difference is one type of pain leads somewhere, and one keeps you exactly where you are. If you're new here, my name is Jeffrey, and on this channel we talk about military life, boot camp, personal growth, discipline, and becoming the best version of yourself. And today's video is honestly one of the most important topics I've talked about so far because it goes beyond just the military. This is about realizing how one choice can completely redirect your life. One decision, that's all it takes. One conversation, one signature, one moment where you decide you want more for your life. And years later, you look back and you realize that single decision changed everything. The people you met, the confidence you built, the places you traveled, the discipline you developed, and the opportunities you never would have had otherwise. Because whether people want to admit it or not, joining the military can completely change the direction of someone's life. And I know that because it changed mine. So in this video, I want to talk about the power of one decision and how choosing to join the military can transform your future in ways you probably never even imagined. A lot of people underestimate how powerful decisions really are. They think life changes overnight, but most of the time, life changes because of one moment, one choice. And before joining the military, a lot of people feel stuck. Maybe you feel lost. Maybe you're working a job you hate. Maybe you don't know what direction your life is heading. Maybe you're surrounded by people with no ambition, or maybe you're just tired of feeling average. And that was me. What's crazy is that before joining, most people have no idea how much their environment affects them. You don't realize how small your world is become until you finally step outside of it. The military forces you to grow. You can't stay comfortable. You can't stay lazy. You can't keep making excuses. And honestly, that's one of the best things about it. Because sometimes growth only happens when you're pushed. Most people stay in the same place their entire lives because they're afraid to make one hard decision. They stay around the same people, they keep the same habits, they live the same routine day after day. And years go by. But the moment you decide to change your environment, your standards, and your mindset, your entire future can shift. What's crazy is how small the decision seems at the moment. You walk into a recruiter's office, you take the ASVAB, you go to MEPS, you sign paperwork, and just like that, your life starts moving in a completely different direction. You don't fully realize it at first, but then boot camp starts. And suddenly you're surrounded by people from completely different backgrounds, different states, different struggles, different perspectives. And for the first time, you realize just how much bigger the world actually is. The military introduces you to pressure. It introduces you to accountability and to discipline. And those things change people. Not because the military magically fixes your life, but because it forces you to discover what you're actually capable of. You start learning things about yourself that you never would have discovered if you would have stayed comfortable. You realize you can function on little sleep. You can realize you can push through stress. You realize you're mentally stronger than what you thought. And confidence starts to build naturally. Not fake confidence, real confidence. The kind that comes from overcoming difficult things. And that changes you forever. A lot of people only focus on the obvious things when it comes to the military. The uniforms, the workouts, the structure. But the biggest changes are usually the opportunities that come after. For some people, the military gives them financial stability for the first time in their life. For others, it gives them direction. For some, it might help pay for college. For some, it opens doors to careers they never would have thought possible. And then there's travel, the people you meet, the friendships, the experiences. You could literally meet someone from across the country and become best friends with them for life. You might get stationed somewhere you never imagined living. You might discover talents and leadership abilities that you never knew you had. And even after you get out, the lessons stay with you. The discipline stays with you. The confidence stays with you. The ability to stay calm under pressure stays with you. That one decision keeps impacting your life years later. That's the part that people don't understand. Joining the military isn't just a job decision. For many, it becomes a life-changing identity shift. Now, obviously, I'm not going to stand here and pretend that the military is perfect, because it's not. There will be hard days. There will be stressful moments. You'll miss your family. You'll feel exhausted. Times where you question yourself. But honestly, every meaningful path comes with sacrifice. Growth is uncomfortable, becoming stronger is uncomfortable, becoming disciplined is uncomfortable, but staying stuck is uncomfortable too. The difference is one type of pain leads somewhere, and one keeps you exactly where you are. That's why I respect people who take that leap. because it takes courage to completely change your life. A lot of people talk about wanting better. Very few people are willing to make the decision required to get there. And the craziest part is that one decision can change your entire family's future. Maybe you become the first family in your family to create stability. Maybe you inspire your younger siblings. Maybe you show people around you what discipline looks like. Maybe your future kids grow up differently because of the lessons you learn. That's the power of one decision. People think major life decisions happen because of luck, but most of the time they happen because someone had the courage to act. One choice can create momentum, and momentum changes everything. You start carrying yourself differently. You start thinking differently, expecting more from yourself. And once your standards rise, your life usually rises with them. So if you're watching this right now and you're thinking about joining the military, this is what I want you to understand. You are always one decision away from a completely different life. One decision away from new opportunities, from more confidence, from growth, and one decision away from becoming someone stronger than the version of yourself today. And no, the military is not for everybody, but for many people, it becomes the turning point that changes everything. Years later, you may look back and realize that walking into that recruiter's office was the moment your life truly started moving forward. One decision, that's all it takes. Whew, that was deep. I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Please check these videos out as well. If you have questions about anything, please drop them in the comments. Please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time.